I think Star Trek For the Voyage Home was a fun, entertaining film that everyone liked. It was a sci-fi time travel adventure that I don't think anyone had any problems with. I think a probe traveling across a galaxy heading for Earth to try and learn why no whales have been talking is an exciting story. At least I think it is. And what they did in this movie was just brilliant how they blended science fiction and reality together. The signal was so strong on the probe that no matter what it came in contact with, it was just going to be stopped dead in its tracks. And that same probe that's trying to talk to whales is also causing damage to the very oceans and to the earth that the whales are supposed to be living in. But with all that said, I learned something today from an article from Screen Rant that really shocked the heck out of me. You know, there's been stories and rumors and theories going on since this movie came out in 1986. The one rumor and story that I loved was the idea that somebody thought maybe we'd like to know where the probe came from, explore the planet that sent this probe on its way. But what I heard today is a theory and a rumor supposedly from fans of Star Trek that I've never heard before. And again, this one just blew my mind. Kirk caused an entire species to go extinct. Star Trek already confirmed a major Star Trek 4 fan theory is 100% true. Okay, so we're not going to spend too much time on the article, but I wanted to get a few things out there, though. Star Trek has already confirmed that the Voyage Home fan theory is 100% true, regarding as one of the best and most accessible movies of the Star Trek franchise. The Voyage Home has inspired a fan theory, and this is something I've never heard of, involving humpback whales, one of the film's main plot points. Fans have debated this theory for years, but in 2008, Star Trek The Last Generation, this theory is seemingly confirmed. Basically, what they're talking about here is a comic book IDW made, the Star Trek The Last Generation, which was written by Andrew Stephen Harris and drawn by Gordon Purcell. Excuse me if I don't pronounce the name right. Alright, so the machination of time traveler Braxton has created an alternate timeline where the Klingons conquered the Federation. As Braxton examines the new timeline, he comments on Kirk's actions in the voyage home. Now, if you don't remember Braxton, he was from Star Trek Voyager. He was in charge of the time ship Relativity, where he recruited Voyager's 7 of 9 to help solve a temporal problem regarding Voyager. Okay, so here's the part. By bringing the two whales forward in time, Kirk contributed to the species eventually going extinct, which ironically would eventually force Kirk to travel back and save them in the first place. So did you get that? They're claiming that because Kirk went back in time to pick up the whales, it forced those whales in the 20th century to go extinct, and then Kirk, bringing George and Gracie forward, helped repopulate the species. Kirk is the one they're saying caused the extinction of the whales, or at least helped cause the final extinction of the whales. And this is a fan theory, people. Okay, so let's take a look at that for a moment. So the article says that Kirk went back in time to bring the two whales forward in time, but because he took the whales out of their normal time, it helped cause the permanent extinction of the whales. That is the most ludicrous idea I have ever heard. Kirk and crew had no choice but to go back in time to save these two whales, because the probe, no matter what direction it was going, its signal was damaging everything in its path, and when it finally got to Earth, it was disrupting all life on the planet in its attempt to contact whales. So again, Kirk had to go back in time. Now, as for him bringing the whales forward and killing off the species,
creatures, where the humpback whale once numbered in the hundreds of thousands. Today there are less than 10,000 specimens alive, and those that are taken in are no longer fully grown. In addition, many of the female whales are killed, while still bearing unborn calves.
The article would go on to claim that because Kirk pulled George and Gracie out of their timeline, out of their time in the 20th century, that they were not able to deliver the baby. The baby whale was not able to be born in the 20th century, and that baby would help repopulate the species. Now think about that. They're trying to make the argument that because Kirk pulled the whales out of their time and forwarded them into the 23rd century, that they were unable to repopulate the species, or at least help it repopulate in the 20th century, which is ridiculous. As you can see here, hunters would have been out there waiting for them. So regardless of whether Kirk and crew went back in time or not, this would have happened. The baby would have been born and would have been subject to whale hunting. Blaming Kirk for doing what he was supposed to do and saving his planet, saving the planet Earth, is ridiculous. I love examining theories about television, movies, evaluating, analyzing Star Trek and any other program that you want to talk about. But this particular theory right here is, as I said before, ridiculous. It's absurd. And to try and dump it all on Kirk, it's just so bad. Well, I'd like to hear your thoughts, your comments, my friends. Drop your comments below and let me know. And until the next time, God bless.